watching a master at work.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Well, today with the end of the college football year, this is a College Football Academy Awards, the Heisman. We have 4 finalists. We have Tim Tebow, who had 51 total touchdowns.
Over 20 passing, 20 rushing.
Then we had Darren McFadden.
Mr. All-around running back, but why are we even naming everybody else?
Hey.
We know who's going to get it.
You never know. You never know.
Well,
Colt Brennan from the West Coast.
If he played in the Midwest or on the East Coast, he'd be winning.
You're right. And you got Chase Daniels, who came up at the end. We never heard of him until this year.
Good football player, but he got another shot next year.
Well, give us a call at 328-8280. Give us your thoughts about the Heisman Trophy, who you think will win it, and why you think they'll win it. But in my opinion, I have to agree, but I think Tim Tebow. They've been talking him up too much, and I think it's just time to rise.
You cannot, over 20 rushing, 20 passing. I mean, nobody's ever done it in college football.
No.
You can't overlook that. And he's only a sophomore. A lot of people look down on that when it comes to giving out the Heisman. But to me, that makes it even more why they should give. I mean, he's a young player producing out there on the field with upperclassmen, and he's dominating the game. He's changing the game.
He's taking it over.
Right.
Because he's a threat. You don't know if he's going to run or is he going to pass.
If they had any type of running game, Florida might be undefeated, So, but he had to do it all on his own.
He tried. I mean,
right.
They had about 12 people get drafted last year. So
yeah, that's true.
They rebuilding. But then now we had college football this year. It was a horrible year. You never know.
By whose standards?
Oh, everybody.
Oh, man.
Number one.
This is what college football should be about. Anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
It started out day one.
I'm tired of looking at Nebraska going 12-0, Miami going 12-0. The regular teams, mix it up, man. That's what makes it fun. Mix it up,
It's been mixed up this year. It's been mixed up. It's been cooked and recooked and cooked again. So we down. We know where everybody's going in a bowl game. We have the breakdowns. But my first question, what happened to Missouri? They go from number 1 to...
I'm going to tell you, the BCS in Missouri, take the C out of that, and you got BS. Missouri.
How do you go from number 1?
The week of when the teams are being announced that's in the BCS, they're number 1. They lose to the only team that they lost to all year. Oklahoma was a top 10 team when they lost to them both times.
You're right.
They beat 2 teams that's including my Illini. They beat them. First game of the season.
First game.
They beat Kansas.
On a neutral field.
On a neutral field. Beat Kansas. Both of those teams get in. Missouri don't. I don't understand it. They got one of the top players in the nation. For that reason alone, they should have wanted a bowl should have been one to showcase that good player in their bowl game. But it didn't happen. Some stuff that need to be revamped in the BCS.
I think so too. I agree with you. I mean, it was a shock to me. I mean, you look up there. I mean, I see Illinois going to Rose Bowl, and I'm like, because their BCS only allowed 2 conference teams to make it, and you see Oklahoma's automatic bid.
Right.
And then you see Kansas, and they left out.
Kansas should have been left out.
You're right.
If you ask me. I mean, even more so than Illinois. I mean, Illinois did play Missouri tough on a neutral field. They lost about, 4 points?
Yep.
They beat Ohio State at Ohio State. Who did Kansas beat all year?
Kansas didn't lead the state.
Right. So, on that alone, I think Kansas should have been left out. You leave Illinois in and you put Missouri in there.
I mean, they have to do. I agree with a playoff system. They should have a playoff system. you know, let's have like one double A.
Yeah.
Get rid of these bowl. You got 65 bowl games, and the least amount paying $300,000.
I don't even know if that $300,000 will cover a football season for a team. It might, but
But you never know.
right.
So give us a call, 328-8280. While you're thinking of that, we got a caller. Caller, tell her your name, tell it like it is.
Hey, my name's Rufus,
How you doing?
and very impressed with the show, gentlemen. You're doing a great job. But if you're going to bring up the conversation of nobody playing anybody, such as Kansas, you gotta take into account that the only tough team Missouri played this year, besides the U of I, of course, was Oklahoma, and the only tough team Oklahoma played maybe was Texas Tech, besides Missouri. So I mean, this whole system is set up in which no team really plays anybody. I mean, the Big Ten, let's take that for example. Besides Michigan, who may not have really been tough this year, Ohio State only played, us. So all of these teams have skeptical schedules, and with that being the case, don't we have to consider Hawaii? They're the only team that went undefeated, and sure, they didn't play anybody either, but they're one of the most impressive teams to put on the uniform this year. I'll hang up and listen.
Caller, you're exactly right. I mean, I feel Hawaii should have had opportunity,
And
as Boise State had last year.
Right.
They beat Oklahoma. I mean,
And to go along with what he said, the reason why teams aren't playing anybody, everybody's scared of getting that one loss before your conference.
You're right.
You know, that one loss could knock you out of the championship game. And people are kind of scheduling softer schedules. They might throw one, BCS team in there,
well, since they go in this 12-game format, instead of everybody picking up an extra conference game, they're picking up an extra tissue game.
Right.
They're trying
right.
to, I mean, it's not going to help you. It's going to hurt you at the end.
Yeah, but it hurt Michigan. Appalachian State jumped up out there first game of the year, bit them in the rear end, and it hurt Michigan, So maybe after the Appalachian State game, you might see teams reverting back to scheduling tougher teams just because, it'll strengthen their strength of schedule, and one or two losses might not hurt them as bad as if, like to say Michigan, they lost to Appalachian State, so there was no way they was getting in that BCS game.
You're right. I mean, let's break it down. We got the BCS championship game, New Orleans, 1708. We have Ohio State versus LSU. LSU had 2 losses to 2 Heisman candidates and 3 overtime. They played 6 overtimes and lost 2 games. I mean, it's a fair shot. They go from number 7 to number 1.
And they jumped Virginia. I mean, they beat Virginia Tech, but at the end of the season, I don't see Virginia Tech beat BC in their championship game, which was a top 10 team.
But you got to think, Wayne, Virginia Tech lost to LSU by 41 points.
That's the beginning of the season. So why wasn't they ranked ahead of them before last weekend? That's a discrepancy I have in the
You're right.
in the rankings. If LSU is a better team at the end of the season than Virginia Tech, why wasn't they ranked ahead of them? Virginia Tech didn't lose last week.
No, they didn't.
They beat a top 10 team.
They did.
And LSU beat Tennessee, who was ranked 14th.
You're right.
So it don't make sense to me.
But LSU, I mean, the LSU was crying and crying. They should have been there. They lost this and lost this. So now we'll find out they play Ohio State. Ohio State, to me, in my opinion, was a rebuilding year. And, I mean, they backed into the national championship game. They had the luck of the draw.
I wouldn't call it luck. I mean, they had one slip up against Illinois.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, they beat who was on their schedule.
Yeah, you got to play them.
And I don't really call that. I mean, it wasn't their fault that everybody else lost.
Nope.
I mean, obviously, we know they lost to Illinois at a bad time. The end of the year. It's not when you want to be losing games, but
No.
Ohio State, I think they outmanned this game too. I think LSU.
So. I think Miles. Well, we're gonna hold this thought. We're going to the going online. Caller, tell your name. Tell it like it is.
Hi, this is Kim.
How you doing, Kim?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right.
Good. Hey, you guys are proving your own point. We need a playoff system, and then we can end all of this debating. We need a playoff system for the college football season.
Yeah, that's what we said last week.
College football needs a playoff system. Secondly, what do you guys think about that game of Pittsburgh and West Virginia? I think that was the game this week. I'll hang up and listen.
Well, for that Pittsburgh game, I think some referees need to be under investigation because they tried everything they could to get West Virginia the victory, and they still couldn't pull it off at
that's
home.
the backyard brawl.
At home against a 5-7 Pitt team.
Hey, my
And,
thing
you know,
is,
obvious. They calling stuff right in front of Dave once that's not happening. You know, where are these holding penalties? To me, that's a blatant. They're blatantly trying to get West Virginia to win the game.
He was holding. My thing is, I mean, West Virginia come in this game, Pittsburgh down and out. You know, they just playing for pride. West Virginia come in, they had that swagger. Oh, we gonna go in here and walk them senior night. We finna walk them, and they got in the backyard brawl, and they didn't know how to react.
And that's a good point, Kim, because you know I'm finna turn it back to Illinois. USC is favored by 14 points, basically a home game. Everybody on TV is saying USC is going to wipe Illinois out. They have no business playing this game. And, hey, you got to play the game. You know, anything can happen. You know, Pitt proved that last week.
But going back to the Pitt game, somebody in Las Vegas gave them 30 points. They were 30-point favorites. West Virginia
Somebody
lost.
somebody might not be breathing no more.
Okay. All right, Gabe, we go to our next game. It would be the Orange Bowl in Miami, 1308. It's Kansas versus Virginia Tech. Before we go get thoughts on that game, we got a caller line. Caller, tell it like it is.
This is Kim again, and then I'll quit bugging you guys all night.
You ain't got to keep bugging us.
You are so right, Wayne. I agree. I think Illinois is going to win. I think USC's offense is so shaky. Booty does not impress me. He does not impress me at all.
Right.
Yeah, so I agree. I think Illinois really has a very good chance of winning this game.
Yeah, I mean, the beginning of the season, if you can go back to the beginning of the season, ESPN, everybody, Fox Sports, they handed USC the championship before the season even started.
They tried now.
Nobody could touch USC. And I'm saying if you can't beat Stanford with your backup quarterback, not your third-string quarterback, not your fourth-string, your backup quarterback, why are you so much above everybody else? That you lost to Stanford. How many games they win this year? Probably can count on this hand right here.
And USC was 42-point favorites.
Right. At home. At home. So to say that they're going to wipe out Illinois, USC got to show me. They couldn't beat Oregon. Oregon, they lost with their backup quarterback. All these teams that are supposed to be so deep and so powerful, if you're that good of a team, you should be able to take a loss like that, and play with if you got all these top-notch recruits in the country, you should be able to play with second-string players and win, especially against Stanford.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for calling. Call us back anytime. But let's go to the Orange Bowl. It's in Miami. We got Kansas versus Virginia Tech.
Blowout.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, they suspected quarterback.
No, I think they got two decent quarterbacks, man. I mean, Kansas, you go from not ever being in a bowl to a BCS bowl.
You're right.
This is a different stage.
We got another caller. Caller, tell it like it is. Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, I was just now turned into your guys' show, and first time I'm watching. I want to know what all these people out there think when Illinois actually beat Ohio State, and technically we should only be 10-1 or 11-1 going into this game. And people who call in earlier in the season said they should fire Ron Zook because they put in a freshman quarterback in the Missouri game. They have no room to talk. Look where they're at now. We're in the BCS bowl game. For all these morons out there that think Illinois shouldn't be there, they can just bend over and stick it right up the tailpipe. I want to know what y'all feedback is.
I mean, because you look early in the year, Ron Zook, the offense was struggling, and they was trying to find that component to make that car go. And they thought Eddie McGee would be that component, but come to find out, Juice was a universal part.
Yeah, it was just a filling out process. Illinois is a growing program. Juice, I think he was unfairly benched in a few games. I mean, in the middle of a game is not where you want to try to find what's wrong with your team.
True.
If you're going to go that route, go at the beginning of the game. Don't let Juice get hot. Like the Michigan game, Juice was in his best rhythm as a quarterback to me. You know, he was hitting receivers, although they were dropping the ball. Then he'd take him out, put Eddie McGee back in.
That'd bring your morale down.
Right, and it also messes with the psyche of your teammates.
That's true.
So when they put Juice back in and try to make the late rally, he's not in the game anymore. You know, you got to, as a young team like Illinois, you got to let Juice grow with the team. The team was growing. Let your starting quarterback grow with you. You got to lose with him, and you got to win with him. Technically, Juice didn't lose a game this year. Every time Illinois lost, Eddie McGee was in there to make the critical turnover at the end of the game. You know, I mean, although against Missouri, Juice was hurt, so he had to be in. But the other games, McGee didn't have to see the field. You let Juice figure it out, and you let him, he's supposed to be the face of your program. You let him figure it out, and you let him win the game.
That's true.
Thanks, caller.
Thanks, caller. Call us back anytime you want to. We on every Friday at 8 o'clock.
Back to the Orange Bowl.
Orange Bowl.
Like I said, Kansas, this is all new to Kansas. They just happy being there.
Like little kids at Christmas.
Yeah, you know, get that new car.
They get that new toy. They like,
Yeah.
ooh. They go down there and see. I
And
mean, this is last
And
game.
it's broke on the first day. Because they've been playing. It's broke.
Walmart closed.
Man, broke on the first day.
You ain't got the receipt.
Can't take it back. Virginia Tech might. I think they're going to walk all over Kansas.
All right.
You know, Frank Beamer is good at defensive schemes.
Oh, yeah, Beamer
And
ball.
Right, and he's good at implementing stuff into the special teams. I don't think Kansas is ready for that. Next game, the Fiesta Bowl, which might end up, I don't know, could be your best game. West Virginia, Oklahoma. West Virginia got to come back from the pit loss. They got to show everybody that they can play ball.
It's going to be hard.
And if Slayton and White got any kind of heart, because to me, I can't say it on TV, they curved out. You know,
Yep.
they didn't show any toughness that pit
I
game.
mean, Pat White, he get hurt. Okay, he's hurt. He go ready to get sideline, he get ice on it. Then he comes out in street clothes.
Right.
Then he go back in the locker room and put his clothes back on.
Yeah.
And then he come out in the fourth quarter. He's cold, and they expect him to,
If
you know,
they put up
perform
to
a
their
miracle.
potential, that could be a good game against Oklahoma.
It could. It
You
could
know.
be one of the best games on the board.
Right. But this next game,
The Sugar Bowl. New Orleans, Louisiana,
hey,
1-108.
this is your Boise State, Oklahoma.
Hawaii versus Georgia.
Yeah.
Hawaii is 12-0. Georgia is 10-2. If you watch any sports show this week, the coach been on there crying all week long. Well, I know we didn't have a chance because we was in AP and we didn't move.
Yeah.
All right. You lose to Tennessee. You lose a tiebreaker.
You don't even win you don't even play in the SEC championship game.
You don't deserve. Why
Be
you
happy to
deserve
be in the
it?
BCS.
You're right.
You know, everybody's Coach Brennan is a star quarterback for Hawaii. Everybody says he's a system quarterback. You know, I don't buy that.
No.
If you put up
He's
the type
for
of-
real.
you have to be some type of player to put up the type of numbers that this guy puts up year in, year out. System this, system that. You still got to stop him. You know, and like we said before, the schedule that Hawaii was laid out, they played it and they won their
They played
game.
what they had to play with.
You know, so Georgia, you know, you better prepare for a lot of passing.
Oh, you're right.
And
At least, I mean, Coach Brennan, he's going to pass the ball at least 50, 60 times.
only thing, Hawaii might not be ready for the athleticism that Georgia's going to bring to the table.
No Sean.
He's a beast.
He is a beast.
Probably one of
Red
the
shirt
top
freshman.
Probably one of the top Heisman candidates for next season.
It could be if
You
you
know,
stay healthy.
right.
You know, Georgia have a tendency since Herschel Walker, their backs get hurt.
Yeah.
You know,
true.
they have a good rookie year, and the next year to come back, they get hurt. Like, I mean, Terrell Davis, he got hurt.
Georgia better, offensive line better come to play. And, you know, Georgia might be the better team, but what they might want to do is think about running the ball a little bit, keeping Coach Brennan off the sideline.
Hey,
Because you
slow
get
it
out
down.
there and try to go pass for pass with Hawaii, you're going to lose.
You're right.
Every time. You're going to lose.
Let's believe June Jones coming over the game plan.
Right.
All right, we go into our next game, the final BCS, the Rose Bowl, Pasadena, California. 1-108. We have the Fighting Illini 9-3 against the USC Trojans 10-2. Give us your thought.
It's going to be tough, man. I'm not going to sit here and say Illinois is going to beat them, no problem, this and that. Because, you know, year in and year out, USC has one of the top recruiting classes in the country, year in, year out. So you know they have the players. But it might be a case of USC overlooking Illinois. And if you do that, that's when Illinois might jump up and bite you. Because to win a football game, me personally, you got to have the football. Illinois rushes for 300 yards a game. and that means time possession. If Illinois can get that running game going, take the crowd out of the game, it's quiet in there, Mendenhall's ripping off 7 to 8 yards a carry, hey, anything can happen. You know, slow the game down, a special teams play might win the game.
That's true.
You know, just take the crowd out of the game with that running game. Illinois will be all right if they can last to the third quarter. Anything can happen, you know.
But you know Pete Carroll gonna come with a game plan.
Yeah.
He's coming with a game plan. I mean, he's a good pro coach. He's coaching the pros.
Right.
And I mean, he's seen the spread offense against Oregon.
Mm-hmm. But did they contain it?
No, they didn't.
No.
No,
And
they didn't.
And my thing, it's just if Illinois can, you know, go out there and not get blew out in the first half.
That's what they got to do. They got to get past all that.
The hoopla, the crowd, stay in the game to halftime. You come out and you run the ball, you take time off the clock. Now it's down to one play. And any team can make a play and win a game, you know.
Because John David Booty's back.
Yeah, well, Illinois does have a pretty good pass rush, you know.
But, you know.
He's shown to be, he can be shaken.
Oh, yeah, he's suspect.
You know, he can be rattled.
Suspect.
It's going to come down like every game. Can Illinois defensive backs make a play? Because we know they're going to stop the run. USC's run game is not that fantastic, you know.
No, they used to have a six-headed monster.
Right, not about two or three, yeah.
But, you know, I mean.
If Vontae Davis can get healthy, make a play, you know, Kevin Mitchell, they're going to have to show up the deep stuff in the inside, in the middle of the field. If they can do that, Illinois will be okay. I'm gonna put an upset by 3. Illinois by 3.
Wow, you heard it here first, so tell it like it is.
It's going to be 31-28.
Well,
Illinois can put up 31 on USC.
Well, you hold that thought. Man.
Okay.
Caller, we got a caller on the line. Caller, tell your name, tell it like it is.
My name is Kerry.
How you doing, Kerry?
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right.
I got one thing I want to say. I don't know if the game is going to be tight. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. But I know one thing. I think Illinois is going to win that game for one reason. I always say this, and I'm from Ohio. If you can beat Ohio State in the horseshoe,
right,
you can beat anybody.
Right.
And in my opinion, Illinois will win that game.
Right. Yeah, like you say, that.
Thank you. I'll hang up and listen.
That was, you know, at the end of the season. So that might be the biggest help to Illinois going to Ohio State at the end of the year. 100 and some thousand in there, just like Pasadena. So they're used to playing in being the underdog.
It's going to be
on
a
the
little
road.
warmer. It's going to be a little warmer.
Yeah, a little warmer. Well, you know, they'll be all right.
But they're 2-10 against USC.
Hey,
the last time they played USC, they got to be 55.
What's Illinois' new moniker? It's a whole new ball game.
Well, yeah,
that's the old Illinois under the old regime. Ron Zook has came and changed Illinois' football thinking.
He changed things.
He changed it, and you know, within 3 years. So anybody doubt that, you know, it's different. It's not Lou Tepper. It's not Ron Turner. It's not Makovic. Ron Zook is doing something different, and it's called recruiting.
Yeah.
You know, he might not be the best, but if you can put ball players out there, because that's who win games. Everybody, well, he's a great coach, great. Ball players win games.
That's true.
All day long, you know. So it's a whole new game, and like the caller said, I can see Illinois winning this game. Like I said, by 3.
Do you really?
Yeah. Hey, what's today? December what?
You're ahead of yourself.
It's what? December what? 6?
December 7th.
7? What? 8-25? I said it. 31-28, Illinois.
31. You heard it here first, so tell it like it is.
31-28.
31-28, fighting Illini.
Yeah. It's gonna happen.
You really? I'm gonna hold my prediction till you
till you get a little closer.
Get a little closer. I got to go to the lab and do some homework and stuff. We're gonna start out with the rest of the bowl games. We're gonna start out with the Poinsettia Bowl. What do you think? People that sit around and, hey man,
what bowl?
Poinsettia.
See, we got all your point exactly. All of these bowl games, that could be our playoff system, man. I'm looking at 20-something bowl games.
My wife loves poinsettias.
Christmas time, that's the only time you see them. Come on, man. Anyway, you got Utah against Navy. You know,
Navy's coach gone. Coach Johnson, he just left to go to Georgia Tech, so he won't be coaching.
Utah, I'll give it, you know.
Utah. Okay, now we go to New Orleans. You got the New Orleans Bowl. There's three games in New Orleans. New Orleans trying to make up for Katrina.
That's a good thing this time. I mean, they need the money. New Orleans need the money. That's a good thing. The Florida Atlantic versus Memphis, 275 teams. You scrap these games right here, and you let teams that deserve to be in a playoff system play in the playoffs, and everybody crying about
the Sun Belt versus Conference USA.
Right. Who wants to see that?
Then here's your game. The
Sausage and cheese. Sausage and cheese, PapaJohns.com.
In Birmingham, Alabama.
Come on, man.
We have Southern Miss versus Cincinnati.
That's going to be a blowout, Cincinnati.
You think so?
Yeah.
Southern Miss, that's backyard.
Cincinnati was ranked in the top 10 at one point.
You know, you get down south, you know, it's about being in your backyard. That's in your backyard right there. Next one, we have New Mexico Bowl. We have New Mexico. Now, how's that? Versus Nevada. Now, how's that?
New Mexico versus Nevada.
In the New Mexico Bowl. Come on, man.
What, you got to be from New Mexico to go to the game?
Must be. I think Nevada.
Yeah. Las Vegas Bowl. UCLA, no Carl Durrell. Don't know who's going to coach. Against BYU, a 10-2 team. Could be ugly for UCLA.
I think they'll rebound.
No, I think it's going to be kind of ugly.
You really?
Yeah.
You really think so?
Now, this is a bowl I wouldn't mind going to, the Hawaii Bowl.
I bet you would.
Yeah.
Boise State versus East Carolina.
Well, if you Boise State, how you feel about going from the Fiesta Bowl, playing in front of millions of people, upsetting one of the biggest schools in football,
to Hawaii,
to the Hawaii Bowl, playing against East Carolina?
They went 10-2.
You know what? That might be a downer for Boise State. They might be kind of in a fog, in a funk.
But they're going to Hawaii, man.
But still,
where you want to go, Boise or Hawaii?
Well, if I ain't going to the Fiesta Bowl, I might as well be in Hawaii.
All right,
yeah,
Lohia.
Right.
All right, the next one, the Motor City Bowl.
And this could actually be a pretty good game.
We got Purdue at 7-5 versus Central Michigan 8-5.
Central Michigan, pretty good team.
Yes, they are. They from that conference.
And actually, Purdue smashed Central Michigan earlier this year. They matched up earlier this year. Purdue beat them.
How they going to – that's the kind of stuff we've been talking about, the playoffs. How you going to have this team to repeat again? Or just, I'm going to play you one more time.
Yeah.
This is for $750,000 this time.
Right.
The next one, we have the Holiday Bowl.
Down in San Diego.
That's been going on for years.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good bowl game. Two good teams, Texas against Arizona State. Hey, Arizona State, they played pretty good until they ran across USC. Texas, they was on, off. They squeaked out some late games.
Texas down here for Texas.
Yeah, very down here. I'm going to go with Arizona State that game.
All right. Next one, we had the Champs Sports Bowl. We have Michigan State versus Boston College. Here's another team. Boston College sitting number 2 in the BCS. Number 2.
Not in the Champ Sports Bowl, playing against the 5th team from the Big Ten. I don't know what's going on with the voters. It's either you up here, and if you don't win the game, you're down here playing against, Picayune State. Boston College. I'm going to go with Boston College. Matt Ryan's a pretty good quarterback. Michigan State showed they had problems on defense late in games.
They can score.
They can score, but
they can't hold you.
Right.
The next one, we have the Texas Bowl. We have TCU. Now, how's this? TCU versus Houston. Them schools ain't got to leave the state.
Right.
TCU and
right.
Houston.
No, they going.
Houston's at home.
Both of these teams lost their coach, and
But Houston at home.
Yeah, true.
They at home.
Yeah.
Then next bowl, we got the Emerald Bowl. We have Maryland 6-6 versus Oregon State 8-4.
Maryland traveling way across the country.
Way across country.
Yeah, give me Oregon State. I'll take Oregon State.
You really?
Yeah, give me Oregon State.
All right. Give us a call, 328-8280. We're doing our little bowl show. You can call about anything you want to talk about. You want to talk about going to the Rose Bowl. If you want to talk about Tiger Woods going to the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, if it's something else that you just itching to talk about, go ahead and call in.
Give us a call. We're going to get back to the bowls. Our next one is the Meineke Car Care Bowl. We have Wake Forest and UConn.
Pretty interesting matchup there. UConn, you know, they new to this D1 stuff, BCS subdivision. They can jump up and bite Wake Forest. You know, UConn is kind of one like, who, what? They got a football team? I thought they was basketball.
No, I think Wake Forest. Wake Forest experience, ACC.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm going to go with UConn on that one.
All right, the next one is the Liberty Bowl, old school bowl.
Yeah.
Memphis, Tennessee. It's been around for years.
Sylvester Croom making his debut in the bowl game.
You're right.
He did a good job
Against
Mississippi
Central
State.
Florida.
Who? It's Kevin Smith, a guy who should have been on the Heisman ballot. Might be.
Why wasn't he on the ballot?
You tell me.
It's exposure.
Right. You know, he playing in Central Florida. I mean, this guy is if he gets 181 yards in this bowl game, he breaks Barry Sanders' all-time rushing mark for a season. And you're not even on the top 5 for the Heisman pick. And he's only a junior. Something has to be said. You know, you put up
Is he coming out?
Yeah, he's gone. He gone.
Him gone.
Him gone.
All right, next one is the Alamo Bowl. We got Penn State versus Texas A&M.
Ooh.
I had to give it to Penn State.
Yeah.
I mean, the way.
And you got Joe Pa don't lose in the bowl games.
I mean, the way Texas A&M coach just left them guys the last game of the year.
Yeah.
They interviewed him. He said, "How you feel about the game?" Well, these are good group of guys, and he just left.
Right. Next game is the Independence Bowl down in Shreveport. Alabama against Colorado. And looking at these two teams' records, 6-6, both of them. And I don't know what you feel about this, but the loser of this game will have a losing record. I don't understand. How do you go to a bowl game and if you lose, you end up with a losing record?
There's one of these bowl games where
There's
they had
too
to
many
fill-
bowl games.
They had to fill in.
There's
They had
too
to
many
fill
bowl
in.
games.
6-6 get you in.
Right. And if you lose, you 6-7, you had a losing year.
But you went to a bowl game.
Man, come on.
All right, the next one. The Armed Forces Bowl. We have California versus Air Force. Oh, you got to take Air Force just because of the Armed Forces Bowl.
Yeah, they're going to come out there with their rockets or whatnot.
You're right. Rockets red glaring.
In California, that was a team that was ranked, what, number 2? Number 2.
They went from 2 in the BCS to 6-6. They fell
In the Armed
off.
Forces Bowl.
They fell off
Yeah.
the map.
Never
But
got
they go to show, I mean, hey, you get lost in the system.
Yeah. And now we go to the blue field. I like to call it the blue field bowl.
Well, before you get hold of that thought, we got a caller line. Callers, tell your name, tell it like it is. Caller, you there? It's that girl. What happened? Caller, you there?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, my name's Larry. I'm a first-time caller. I got a question about the decision on the LSU coach decision to stay in LSU. Did whoever leaked that story that he was going to choose to go to Michigan? Did they give him added leverage to want to accept more money from LSU in order to stay there? So by them leaking the information, ahead of time, did that put LSU in a bind and give him added leverage to require more money to stay there?
Well, caller, I think.
Thank you.
I mean, Kirk Herbstreit broke it on College Game
From a very reliable source.
Yeah, he said, oh, he's leaving. He's going to Michigan. It's going to be announced next week.
Hey,
but
you don't suppose Les Miles told him to say that, do you?
But personally, my opinion, caller, I think Les Miles is going to Michigan.
Yeah, the extension he just signed, I think it's baloney. It's just formalities. It's still a $1.2 million buyout in there, which we all know Michigan got that much money to buy him out. I think the second that game is over, LSU and Ohio State, I bet you within the next 2 or 3 days you'll be hearing Les Miles going to Michigan.
But caller, if you notice, they never told you how much it was worth. They just said he extended his contract to the year 2012. 2012.
Yeah.
They never gave you the dollar amount, so I mean, it's something fishy around there. But I mean, you'll know after, January 12th where he's going. If he's staying at home or he's headed north.
Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling in, caller.
Now, back to these bowls. We got the Bluefield Bowl, the Humanitarian Bowl in Boise, Idaho.
Who was
The only bowl game I know.
Go there
The only
in
bowl
December?
game I know that's played in snow. Georgia Tech, Fresno State. Some country boys don't want to play in that snow, man. Fresno. Come on, man.
And Fresno State want to go.
I mean, they California's, they ain't that far from Boise. Most of them players at Fresno State, they probably from states like Idaho, stuff like that.
But, man, everybody want to go to Boise, Idaho in December. It's cold.
Georgia Tech sure don't want to go.
You're right. Which one you ready to go, Hawaii or Boise?
Yeah, send me to Hawaii. Bro.
All right, then. Our next one, we got the Sun Bowl in El Paso, Texas. We got Oregon versus USF.
About a month ago, that looked like a BCS game.
There's another one of these teams.
Yeah.
There's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 spot is biting people. It's biting them bad.
Yeah, we know.
Let's rename this. This is the number 2 bowl.
Right. Next one is Music City Bowl down in Nashville.
My guys, FSU against KY.
Man, Florida State, man, that's my team too. I'm through with them, man.
This is
This
horrible.
is a good game. This is a good game for Andre Woodson to show the pro scouts what he can do. He's going to be looked at very heavily because he's projected as a first-round draft pick.
He gonna get some pressure.
So, normally you would say this is the closest thing you would get to a pro team, but Florida State is down this year. But he's still gonna get some pressure.
Yeah, they still fast. They might not be good on offense.
Right. They still can run around and hit you, huh?
You're right.
Andre Wilson is, this is a chance for him to show the NFL scouts that he has what it takes to make it on the next level.
All right. And my question to you: is he a number 1 pick? Is he a top 5 pick?
No. Because there's not 5 teams that need a quarterback. You know what I mean?
I know one need one.
Anyway. My Bears. My Bears. You think Ryan Turner going to...
That's another. Our next bowl is the Insight Bowl. It's a cable bowl.
Yeah.
Indiana.
You're showing right here on UP6.
Indiana versus Oklahoma State. Indiana.
Feel good game. You'd like to see Indiana go out on a winning note for Coach Hefner. If y'all don't know, Terry Hefner was Indiana coach this summer. He passed away.
Yeah.
With I think he had brain cancer, brain tumors, and his last wish was for his team to go to a bowl game. And just so happened they made it the last game of the year on a field goal. So it would be nice to see
Oklahoma State, Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Indiana go out with a win over Oklahoma State, which I think they can. They had the pieces there to do it.
Our next bowl is a Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, Georgia. We have the Auburn Tigers.
The Tigers versus the Tigers. Who gonna win?
Tigers.
The Tigers.
Tigers.
Which one? The one in orange?
No.
They're both in orange.
I know, but no. the one with the A on it.
Right.
Clemson started out strong, then they just fell by the wayside. Let's go show. That's how college football been this year. You've been up top. You said a long time ago it'd be a 2-loss team in the championship game.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yes, sir.
All right, our next one is the Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida.
This is a good game.
We got Tennessee versus Wisconsin.
This is a good game, but Tennessee might be a little bit too athletic for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Unless,
a little fast.
Unless, Wisconsin can get P.J. Hill pounding the rock. But I think Tennessee, Ainge played a pretty good game. Well, other than the gimme touchdown he gave to LSU. He played, pretty good against LSU. We'll see if we can bounce back against Wisconsin. The next game, Cotton Bowl.
The Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas.
You got 2 of the premier players in college football going head-to-head.
You got Arkansas versus Missouri.
Darren McFadden against Chase Daniels. That's a pretty good matchup,
Yes, it is.
As we said earlier at the top of the show, we think Missouri should have been in the BCS. Pretty good football team. They only lost to Oklahoma. You know,
Only
which
Oklahoma.
right. Oklahoma beat almost everybody.
Except Colorado.
Right. Right. But, you know, and, you know, a lot of people are saying this is going to be McFadden's last game, which I think he should be the number 1 pick in the NFL. You know, the Cotton Bowl is a nice place to showcase your skills for your last game.
It's a good
You know,
bowl.
right.
Our next bowl is the Capital One. That's the one the Fighting Illini was going to attend if they didn't get into BCS. So it's Michigan versus Florida.
Wow.
Well, for all you Michigan fans,
Meet Mr. Tebow.
you gonna get a heavy dose of number 15. He's gonna sneak in the line, then he's gonna bag out.
Remember back in the day, it used to be fun to call it, oh, he a 30-30 man. That's in baseball.
Now he a
Finna meet the
2020.
first 2020 man.
2020 man.
Yes, sir.
Who'd have thought?
And we got one more, the Gator Bowl down in Jacksonville, Florida. Texas Tech versus Virginia. Virginia, bring your track shoes. Texas Tech, you know, Michael Crabtree, outstanding freshman receiver, won the Biletnikoff Award. I mean, if it wasn't for the rules and stuff like that, this guy could go to the NFL this year.
Did Texas Tech huddle up?
Man, all I know is they throw the ball. They might call 2 plays.
You ever running plays?
I ain't seen them running.
Hey.
I watched them play against Oklahoma. Texas Tech quarterback passed 42 times in the first half. And, you know, that was Oklahoma's problem. They couldn't stop him.
You're right.
You know, and that wraps it up for all the bowls this year. So if you got anything to call in and talk about,
328-8280.
now we're gonna roll in these last 15
We're
minutes.
going to roll out the last 15 minutes into the NFL. This week, we had
We ain't even got to talk about last night.
it was a rough, no, we ain't going to talk. It was a
Go
rough
ahead
week.
on, man.
Monday night, the Baltimore Ravens played against the New England Patriots.
The Baltimore who? Crybabies.
Oh.
Man, what's that not
What does
embarrassing,
the referee,
man?
what does the referee have to do with, so he calls you a boy.
Right.
Play the game.
You ain't never played football. This man standing
They had
6'6".
4 opportunities. They had 4 opportunities to win.
Dumb coach called a timeout.
You're right.
I guess that's the ref fault.
False start.
I guess that's the ref fault.
Illegal contact.
The man holding from the 15 to the goal line and turn around and cry. Man, it's holding. I mean, I don't care if it's the end of the game, middle of the game, beginning of the game. A penalty is a penalty. Stop crying. There's no, what they call it, conspiracy for the Patriots to go undefeated. I mean, that's baloney. Come on. Play the game,
You're right.
you know.
Play the game. I mean, they had opportunities.
You give the Patriots that many chances, the
They
Patriots
gonna
gonna
get
beat you.
And then you hear my man Tom Brady. He said, "I was gonna get the first down.
Right.
I heard the whistle. I
Right,
stopped."
right. Then they rub it in his face, being sarcastic.
Yeah.
You basically saying, yeah, y'all had us beat,
You're right,
but hey,
you didn't.
Ain't my fault they blew the whistle.
You didn't.
Play the next play, stop us.
You're right. So I mean, it's a big game this week. And then, before we get into it, we have rapping Mercury Morris. 75 years old, rapping, putting his teeth in.
Right.
He's on ESPN
Hey, it sound
with
like
a turtleneck.
He took a page out of Sugar Hill game.
What?
That's what it sound like. I'm half asleep in the morning listening to sports and I hear somebody rapping.
You look up, you
I
like,
see an afro and a turtleneck rapping. I'm like, what this old man on here doing?
I couldn't believe that. Stat Girl, can you rap?
Yeah.
You gonna bust a rhyme for us? No. Why not?
Come on, let us hear something about the 16-0 Patriots.
So the big question, anybody want to call in? 328-8280. Is New England going undefeated?
Yeah.
Is Miami gonna win a game?
Don't think so. Nah.
Will they be the first team?
my thing of it is everybody has a big problem with the young man from Pittsburgh saying they're gonna win. As an athlete, you play ball.
Hey, that's showing.
Come on, man. What's the problem with saying we gonna win?
They do it all the time.
If I'm your teammate, I got a problem with you going on camera saying I don't think we have a chance.
Well, hold that thought. We got a caller online. Caller, tell your name, tell it like it is.
Okay, this is Larry. I called previously. Another question, you were just talking about Florida and the Michigan bowl game
Uh-huh.
with Florida's Francisco quarterback team, Tebow. What's your thing as far as the Heisman go? Now, if he does win, being a junior, do you think he's going to opt his next 2 years and jump to the NFL or what?
Well, Larry, I don't think Tim Tebow's NFL material. He's like Crouch. Eric Crouch, you remember he played for Nebraska?
Yeah.
And he could run, he could throw, but I don't think the NFL.
I like to, use this as a great example. Bobby Hurley, he played for Duke. I know it's college basketball, whatever. He was a great college basketball player, but in the pros, he just couldn't make it. Tebow right now is a great college football player. Now, what makes him successful is everybody is scared of him running the ball. He's not going to be able to do that. Michael Vick couldn't even do it. And I don't think Tebow is going to be able to run the ball as much as he does in the pros. So he's going to have to learn to read defensive schemes and pass the ball to be successful on the next level. And I think he should use another year in college to work on that.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for your call.
Thanks for your call, Larry.
Sure.
I mean, but getting back to the NFL, I mean, so you don't think Miami will win a game? So you think they'll be the first team to win all the games and lose all the games?
Yeah, then let's see if Mercury Morris rap about that.
Well, Mercury Morris said they're on the turnpike right now.
Yeah, Mercury, you know what he's going to say about, that's not us. We're not worried about. But why are you worried about the Patriots? They cheating? No, that's not y'all. This is a whole other era now.
But, Mercury Morris, he's the only player that from Miami in that era that's coming forward talking.
Him and Don Shula? The rest, Greasy and them guys, they sitting back chilling. We did what we supposed to do.
He talking about, I'm gonna put on my tuxedo. I bet it got ruffles on it.
Right. Yeah, looking like Isaac. But like I was saying, the young man from Pittsburgh that guaranteed the Patriots, guaranteed that they would beat the Patriots. Everybody's talking down on. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you're an athlete out there on the field, you got confidence in your teammates. Yeah, we're gonna beat them. Well, what else am I supposed to say? Well, we'll go up there and see what happens. No, come on, man. Let's add some fuel to the fire. Let's go play ball.
I want to know this blueprint. What's this blueprint? New England had 2 games last week.
Everybody said hit Brady in the mouth. I seen him get hit in the mouth 2 games in a row.
And what did he do?
One.
Come on, man.
One.
Like Rodney Harrison said, he want to know what this blueprint is too.
Yeah.
He said he want to buy it. It's hard. Because Rodney Harrison, their defense is not like New England Patriots just have offense. They have defense too.
Right.
They can shut you down.
And Maroney showed last week that he can run,
That is their weakness. They don't have a running game.
Okay, so it's their weakness because they don't do it. Why do it if you got Moss, Welker, Stallworth? You don't have to run the ball 30 times a game. You're taking the ball away from your weapons.
You got to keep them honest, though.
They are.
Well,
they winning. They have. People say they can't run because they don't do it.
They don't have like a running back there to run for 180 yards.
How can you if you got Welker, Stallworth, Moss?
That's true.
When they had to run the ball last week, they did it.
But the thing about it, if you run the ball, you're taking it out of Tom Brady's hands.
Exactly. So
that's your MVP.
Right. That goes back to what I said. Why run the ball if you don't have to?
So who's your NFL MVP this year?
Brady. You got to be Brady. If not him, you got to go Adrian Peterson, man. The boy.
No, he'll be rookie of the year.
I don't care about rookie, this and that. His team did not make the playoffs last year. They did not make the playoffs last year.
They didn't win as many. I don't think they win as many games.
They draft him this year
as a rookie.
Instant turnaround. If they win out, they're in the playoffs.
Yep.
He's got to be the sole reason.
So you think? What about Brett Favre? You have a chance?
Yeah.
Romo?
I say Brady, Favre, Peterson, then Romo.
What about T.O. and Moss?
Nah. Brady, Favre, Peterson, then Romo.
It's coming between them?
Yep.
So rookie of the year, AP?
Yeah. Hands down. That's a landslide. That's a unanimous decision. I can't even name another rookie in the league right now because he's gone in all of the headlines.
That's a good one. That's a good question.
Yeah, think about
Jamarcus Russell.
Who?
He played last week.
He went 4 for 7, man. Come on, man.
That's good. He could have went 0 for 7 with 3 picks.
Right. Yeah, well.
But getting back to Baltimore and the official, I mean, my man picks the flag up and throws. He don't know what kind of problem he could have caused. As me as being a football official, those beanbags, those little flags got a little saying that
If you'd have hit the wrong person in the crowd,
oh, he'd have paid.
more than that $25,000 he got to shell out.
He'd have paid dearly. It'd have cost them millions of
See what
dollars.
happened when Garnett accidentally threw the ball in the crowd and hit my man in the nose?
Yeah.
He got taken off on a stretcher, and he went to the fullest
Yeah.
to try to get his money.
My man from Cleveland, he got hit in the eye.
Yeah, the Orlando Brown.
Yeah, he got hit in the eye. You swear him down. Mike Tyson hit him. I think his wife hit him in the eye. He went home.
Right.
Hit me in the eye. Yeah, see my eye swollen now. I
Right.
think he owe me an apology.
All right.
Now,
Last 10 minutes of the show, we got a basketball game tomorrow.
Fight Illini. They going to Chi-Town. Lexus, December to remember.
They usually don't lose in Chi-Town, but
Well, this is a different year.
right, you got an Arizona Wildcat team that's coming in that's pretty good. Star player Chase Buttinger, who they couldn't stop last year. Although they lootless.
Yeah,
Lootless on a hiatus,
y'all already know Lute Olson took the year off.
He got family problems.
Yeah, family problems. He's 73 years old and he getting a divorce. He sound like a Hollywood actor. He's a college basketball coach.
Right.
I ain't divorcing you.
Right.
I ain't getting rid of you.
But on the serious side, what do you think Illinois chances are of winning this game? Sean Pruitt's supposed to be hobbled with an ankle injury. Game time decision.
10-point loss.
Yeah.
Well, hold that thought. We got a caller. Caller, tell your name. Tell it like it is. Caller, you there? Hello? Caller? Caller? It's that girl. What you do? Talk to who? I'm talking to you.
Caller, can you hear us?
Can you hear us, caller? Caller?
Hello.
Hello,
Hey,
caller.
Well, if you want to chime in on this, tell us what you think about the Illinois game tomorrow. It comes on 11 o'clock on ESPN.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, you there?
Hello?
Yes. Caller, you there?
Yeah, I have a question about the BCS championship game.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a big Ohio State fan. I actually went to school there. And I just wanted to get you guys' opinion about what do you think about my Buckeyes against LSU? There's a lot of people talking about the SEC with all their speed and all of that stuff, but I really think we learned our lessons last year. So I just wondering what you guys think about that.
Well, caller, my question is to answer your question, did you go out and get some speed from last year? If you didn't go out and get any speed, it's going to be hard to beat LSU because they have big guys that run 4.6s and 4.5 40s. And Troy Smith found that out the hard way last year when he's running them little counter bootleg, and this big 6'5", 300-pound lineman was right there with him. Hey, man, how you doing? Let's hang out together.
I do like what you said, though, caller. They did go through this last year. Maybe they going to go into it better prepared, not want to take that big loss like they did last year, getting their butts kicked. My advice to him is if Chris Wells gets in the end zone in the first quarter, first 20 seconds of the game, the whole team shouldn't run and jump on him and, break his ankle. I think that was you guys' problem. Like, you took away your biggest weapon, celebrating.
You're right.
Ted Ginn returned that kickoff return beginning of the game, and the whole team jumped on him. Now you don't have Ginn for the rest of the game. But on the serious side,
I think they learned a lesson. I'm not going to jump on anybody next time.
Well, caller,
they're clear of
the
that,
best
so.
way to get speed, to reduce the speed,
hit him in the mouth.
you got to run up the middle. You got to hit them in the mouth. You got to run misdirections. You got to keep them on their toes because if you run them counter bootlegs and those little little out routes you do, they'll tear you up all day.
You keep the game vertical instead of sideline to sideline. Just go straight at him. And Chris Wells is a big back, and maybe he can soften that defense up to pull him in, and then that way you'll be able to hit Rubisky deep, later on in the game. I think that's the game plan that Tressel should go with. And as far as defensively, like I say, Laurinaitis and them guys, they're just going to kind of have to just, actually probably play dirty, play hard, hit them. A speed guy don't want to be hit.
No.
You get to hitting them guys,
For that guy, he won't be touched.
Right, slow him down by hitting them, bring that old Big Ten style back and see if that'll work against LSU. Thanks for your call.
Thanks for calling in, caller.
Okay.
But getting back to your Fighting Illini, your basketball Fighting Illini, they're in Chicago tomorrow. They're playing against the Arizona Wildcats at the United Center, where have they ever lost a game in the United Center?
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2?
Yeah, there was, on a 13-game win streak they lost last year in the tournament, Big Ten tournament. So now they're trying to start a new streak. Tomorrow's as good as time as any, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Pruitt is hobbled by a batting. He ain't been playing that good anyway. Maybe this is a good thing. Illinois will get some ball movement going on because he's like a black hole right now. He's not passing the ball back out.
I think your big guys are going to step up. Randall and Pruitt, Chester Frazier, they're going to step up.
Yeah, you got guys like Meacham. Everybody's been asking for him to step up.
He scored 26 points against Weber State. That's probably how many points he scored tomorrow.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If the other guys can help him out, where he can chip in with his 10 like normal, get Randall and those guys doing what they're capable of doing. Now this production that Meacham and Brock is giving you is what you need. They're not counting on Brock and Meacham to be the leaders. You need Pruitt and Randall to be the leaders.
That's true.
And it's not happening right now. But this is their second big game. We'll see where it goes from here. This is a good test for them before the Big Ten starts.
Yep, because this is the last game for finals, and hey, it only gets better. So,
Hopefully.
Now we're going from basketball to baseball now. Mr. Bonds went to court today.
What you thought he was gonna do? Say he guilty?
I guess everybody in the world thought, well, 4 or 5 past years. I'm guilty.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't unknowingly did this and that. You thought he was gonna go in there today and say he was guilty? Nah.
But did you see early on ESPN this week they had polls? They was polling black people and white people. They was polling how they feel about them.
Yeah.
It's like,
to me, it's not even a black or white issue.
No, it's baseball.
Right.
And he was cheating.
And me personally, I just think that the country is making too much of this. This is about somebody who's supposedly doping himself.
Yep.
There's a lot more stuff in the world going on to be worried about if Barry Bonds took steroids or not.
So, all right. So on that note, we go to the last about 30 seconds ago. Got a big game Sunday. Pittsburgh, New England. Who you got?
New England.
New England?
Yeah.
I think New England's going to show the world. They've been winning. They won by 6 points in the last 2 games. I think they're going to put one on them. So that's it in addition for Tell It Like It Is this Friday. And I hope the 3 wise men will be back next week. And you come join us every Friday. Me, Big Wayne, Big Joe. Holla.